Yes. Yes, right? We're learning. I'm learning, you're learning, we're all learning. But today I want to talk about leaky gut some more. Just kind of like different angles on how to approach thinking about it. So a lot of you guys go and you're on this whole ketogenic track, but there are just those things you don't think about. You just think like, what are your macros? What are the percentages? And can I do fat fasts? And all this stuff, it's actually kind of boring, a little boring, just a little bit. Because I find the body such an interesting machine, right? How to tweak it, manipulate it in a healthy way. From the inside out, we're trying to be healthy. So when I say tweak your body, I don't mean like, get a perky butt or something. No, I'm talking about healing your gut, not the butt, the gut. So I've done videos lately about candida and, my med labs to do comprehensive testing, do panels, urinalysis, stool, saliva to find out what's going on with your sex hormones, what's going on with parasites, what's going on with this and that, and glutathione, and blah, 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 blah. I want to talk to you a little bit about the leaky gut. So what I find quite fascinating is that people are trying to keto adapt, and they're bloated, and they're candida-y, and they're tired, and they're moody, and they're this and they're that, and all these things I say 5,000 times in 5,000 videos. It's probably about 1,000 videos by now. But what do you do about it, right? What do you do about this stuff? So there's always this like brain-gut connection. And that sounds so, I don't know, it just doesn't sound cool. It's not like, a front side error of the channel like I used to do. So that's skateboarding terminology. But regular footed, by the way, I think. But what you want to consider is, you've got these tight junctions, the walls of your colon, the small intestine, and through crappy food and alcohol and stress and smoking and caffeine and blah blah blah, and that wall begins to open. And so you start to create these little holes that go through those little nice mucus lining that protects us everywhere. And then your body's like, what the hell is going in my bloodstream? And all these things your body starts to attack itself, essentially. And then you start to developing all these weird hiccups. So I'll see people from my past, I'll be like, damn, what happened to them? What happened? Or you just see people get sick, and they're always cold or flu, and they've got, the thyroid thing, and guys, your testosterone is literally burning in a freaking ashtray. No, in a fireplace. So it's the gut, guys, the gut. We eat crap. Every single thing you put on your skin, everything you put in your mouth, water, the water you drink, the water you take showers with, you have to pay attention to it. Everything. Hair products, lotion products, deodorant, you name it, we have to pay more attention. Those freaking receipts. Oh my goodness, the receipts from stores have BPA all over that shite, turning men into women like that, and giving women the old estrogen dominance. So how do we fix this stuff, right? So we have to be, of course, more ecologically aware of the environment and the toxins and how animals are treated and all of these types of things, the plastics, the BPA, blah, 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 sleep. But what I want you guys to pay attention to is how to seal the gut lining. So people are like, well, how do you do it? Well, first thing you got to do is you got to get rid of candida. When you have leaky gut, you most likely have a bacterial imbalance in your colon, which is creating all the problems. You can't sleep, you're tired all the time, skin rashes, dandruff, itchy butt, like guys got rash around their balls, like fingers, toes, white tongue, stinky breath, stinky, like all this stuff is coming from your damn gut. Now, of course, your liver has to process all this junk, but let's start with the gut. So we want to get rid of the candida. So people are like, well, what do you do to get rid of candida? And people are like, lemon balm and sage and oregano oil and grapeseed extract. Now, these things are great, but if you don't rotate these mother suckers, you're going to make it worse. Candida's going to be like, I know how to dodge these these herbs and, natural remedies to get rid of the candida. So I'm just going to learn how to adapt to these adaptogenics. So, rotate these mother suckers. So this video today is about rotation. It's everything. Rotation, rotation, rotation. You want to rotate your everything. You want to rotate your adaptogenics. You want to, if you're doing candida thing, if you start off with oregano oil, then you want to do oregano oil for a week. Then you want to stop that and do sage for a week. Then you want to stop that and do lemon balm. You want to stop that and then you want to do grapeseed. And then you start over again with, or it can be a little bit more spread out, maybe every 10 days. But there's certain people who say every 4 days to rotate, rotate, rotate. And you actually do that with all your food. I know! So first we want to get rid of the candida. And that's by sleeping well. Because you can do all these adaptogenic herbs and tinctures and all this kind of stuff. And if you don't sleep, you can't fix that monster that's systemic, like that's just hiding out in your gut. And it's not going anywhere. For example, your amalgams, right? So you might want to do some, people are doing the bentonite clay and the frickin' cilantro and the chlorella and whatnot, which sometimes just pulls the metal out and moves it around. Because we have like lead poisoning and cadmium, like just stuff we don't think about in the air, in our water, the birth control pills in our water. So the reason why you guys don't get the business is because the body is freaking junked up with nastiness. And then when you can't poop on top of that, disaster. Disaster. Because you're reabsorbing those toxins back into the bloodstream. So now your body is just trying to fight off infection and inflammation. And how can it get the business and drop weight and look fabulous if it's got all this gunk going on the inside? And if your liver is low functioning, your liver enzymes are jacked because, you're not going to bed earlier, you're still drinking alcohol, you're still drinking caffeine, or you're freaking estrogen dominant. Remember, fat cells make estrogen and estrogen makes more fat cells, and then there's estrogen everywhere and all the stupid receipts. I want to go grab one, but then I know there's all this BPA all over the damn thing, turning men into women. Just saying. Okay, so you want to eliminate all of the environmental toxins that you touch. You want to take your showers under 20 minutes because that shite starts to absorb through your skin and mess you up. True. All plastics, microwaves, putting plastic in microwave. Dudes, if you want to still be a man, you don't want an A cup, don't do it. Think about the protein shake bottles that you're using, the water bottles that you're using. This is serious, guys. Think about the Berkey, the Berkey little filters are really powerful in getting rid of a lot of that junk in our water. This is how we heal the gut lining, right? We want to get rid of the fluoride and the chlorine and the amalgams and the birth control pills and the HRTs and all that sugar and fructose and everything that we eat. These are things that make candida grow. So this is a way to start to, and don't run towards the antibiotics every time you get an infection, guys, unless it's a serious infection. If you got a cold or flu and you've got if you don't have walking pneumonia and you just have like a bronchial infection, there are smarter ways to clear that infection up, like sleep, guys, and water, and the right nutrients in your diet, and stay away from foods that are poisonous, because your body's got to fight off this over there, all the poison here, and that you're taking in, and then you have an infection. Stay away from allergenic foods, guys. The nuts, the cheese. Cheese people, every time I say no cheese, they're like, why? And I'm like, because of casein. Google it! It's an allergen, guys. IGF-1. It's a mold. You guys have candida. Cheese is just going to make your candida grow exponentially. Then you can start thinking about a little bit of maybe fermented foods. And I don't mean kimchi or kombucha. I mean like sauerkraut. But even that can be disastrous if you don't clear out the freaking candida first. So drop those carbs. Don't try to put sauerkraut on top of a pizza, because you're going to have an explosion in your colon. Rotate your foods, even your fermented foods, and the strengths and the dosage. If you're doing probiotics, Go down to a low probiotic or no probiotic. Take breaks. If you're doing probiotic capsules for 3 weeks, then stop for 3 weeks. You want to, what leaky gut does is it creates food sensitivities in people. Their immune system is so wonky, and so you're eating like foods that create high histamine response within the mast cells would be like spinach, and check this out: spinach, cinnamon, citrus, canned foods, fish, leftover meats that have been sitting out too long, avocado, olives, like the list goes on and on and on. I know. And for you thyroid people, we've got the goitrogenic crap going on, the black pepper, the tomato skins, and root vegetables. You have to be very careful for because the gut and the thyroid are I'm just checking out the time there. They are very much connected to each other. So with that said, clear out the junk first and use a ketogenic protocol, and do not refeed in the process. It's kind of like a GAPS diet where you eliminate and then you actually have to rotate things because your body gets used to one thing. So rotate your meats, rotate them. If you guys have histamine issues, which a lot of you do, stay away from the egg whites, or rotate them if you can't get rid of the egg whites. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Rotate in and out your avocado if you're not sure if you have an avocado allergy. Take it in for 4 days, take it out for a week. 4 days on, 7 days off for allergenic foods that are suspicious. Yes! The meats are huge, right? When meats aren't fresh slaughter, then all this bacteria collects on it, and that creates a histamine response within your mast cells, especially if you guys have leaky gut, which, as you know, most of you have. The symptoms are burping, farting, malabsorption, things like loose stool, floating stool, things smelling, candida, skin issues, scalp issues, dry skin, tired all the time. These are your leaky gut symptoms, which is connected, of course, to your adrenals. And so you would have to not do CrossFit WODs or heavy powerlifting if you're having these weird symptoms, because you won't clear the gut out if you're creating a lot of cortisol in the body. So the way to seal the gut lining is collagen, slippery elm. You know, I don't like to recommend supplements. You want to do bone broth, glutamine, things of this nature will help seal the gut lining. For those who've got H. pylori, we've got mastic gum, and Matula tea are great ways to clear up that infection, that issue, that bacteria, which also creates damage in the mucus lining that we need to protect ourselves on the inside. So that's it, you guys. I just wanted to talk about leaky gut in another context of rotating your foods. It's really about the rotation of it, that if you're not sure if you have an allergenic effect to certain foods, that might prevent you from keto adapting, because if foods irritate your body, the body will not keto adapt. It just won't. If it feels stressed, it will not keto adapt. It'll stay a glucose burner by breaking down your muscle and converting it into sugar, and that, you guys, is a hot mess leading to you to insulin resistance and reactive hypoglycemia. So fix your gut, guys. Bedtime early before 10 or by 10 is the best way to start sealing the gut, clearing out the candida, the parasites, and then if you're using any of these herbs, please rotate them. Never take them. Never take any freaking pill for a long time. Rotate in, rotate out. Rotate in and rotate out. And that's the way you start to heal the body. A lot of you guys have adrenal thyroid. People take kelp iodine, selenium. They work together for your adrenals. People tend to be low in D. So vitamin D is a huge sign of leaky gut. Things are passing right through you guys. Yep, you're not absorbing. So when you're wondering why your testosterone is not rising after taking zinc and upping your cholesterol, and you're like, why is my testosterone rising? You're probably still malabsorptive. You probably are a stressor. Cortisol is too high because you can't get your body into a parasympathetic state of relaxation. You want to rest and digest. You want to bake. not eat late at night.